That was the image. Right? And can you have that as your commitment and still be a multi-level marketing company? Yeah, like no problem. Can you have that as your hint, hint, right? Can you have that be your mission and still go out and build and recruit an organization? Yes. Can you have that as your mission and to build it? It all fits. The difference is where you come from, and more importantly, the image of our company out in the marketplace. Because the more we put this out into the marketplace, the more that Herbalife gets recognized as that, here's what I believe is going to happen. More people are going to be attracted to our products and our business than ever before. Because that's really what we're up to. And I believe more people are going to stay in the business than ever before because they didn't just come in to make a buck working with an MLM company that distributes nutritional products, weight loss, and personal care. It's a totally different place to come from. We, the distributors, by who we say we are, by the role that we play, and by what we do, which is what we're going to talk about now, by what we do, we can create a brand awareness that is going to create for us this happening. It is going to create for us a brand awareness in the marketplace that's going to have the market plan be fulfilled with us, with customers consuming our products day in, day out, month in, month out. So here's the thing, and this is something that's in development, and we're going to get to a point here where you're going to hear from some people that have already been taking this on, that their mission and the company's mission that they're taking to the marketplace is this, and that they are themselves personal wellness coaches, and having that be heard out in the marketplace. You're going to hear what type of impacts it's already had. But I want to talk about what we do. We've almost never had a way to get into the nutritional supplement market. We've always had nutritional supplements ever since the time that I've been in the company. We've always had amazing nutritional supplements. But the reality is the majority of consumers of those nutritional supplements has been us, the distributors. We haven't, when Nightworks came out, it was the first product, and I can remember us saying this, you could literally build a business based on that product alone. And trust me, this weekend, when you hear what's going to happen, it's going to be truer than it's ever been in the entire history of the company. Yet, although we have that, it's never happened. There's been people that have tried. When we went into Herbatel, some people tried to build a business on an Herbatel product. It didn't quite work, okay? But when we went into Dermagetics, some people have been around long enough to remember that time. When we went into Dermagetics, some people went and tried to develop a business based on Dermagetics. Some people had results, and the majority, the population, didn't. It became products that we used as distributors because we know we have to use all the products, and they were great products. And NuriFusion, same deal. You could build a business on NuriFusion. You could build a business. So there is this thing out there about our product line that we just don't have the access. We don't have the access systematically to go out and to build a specific business based in that area, okay? What's missing for us is that strategy. What's missing for us is the systematic way that we can go out and have it be aligned with who we are as a company, our role as personal wellness coaches, and it's going to produce that result. It's going to produce us over time having a customer base use our products and continue to use them. So each and every supervisor can have 2,500 minimum, okay, and I think more like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 over time of volume every single month pre-sold to existing customers. What that is what we call a wellness evaluation. And it is the next part of fulfilling this. And a wellness evaluation, we're not going to get into this. Some of you are already working with some form of it or another from your uplines that have passed it down and you've already kind of put it into action. But really, a wellness evaluation is something that we do with people that puts us into a relationship with them that's going to give them value, okay? And it's going to be a reason why they're going to want to be with us, in a sense. Okay, how many of you are familiar with the total plan? Yeah, so how many of you have actually got into action and you've actually done something with the total plan, meaning you've done the presentations? So some of you have. One of the most amazing things about the total plan is that it's a concept where you actually give something of value to someone. Like you're giving them the skincare treatment, or here in America it's adapted a little bit more as a demonstration. But the fact that they get something of value is what opens the door in a certain sense. Okay? Now, different from skincare, the reason why we came up with this wellness evaluation was because we wanted to give someone value, okay, something that someone would say, hey, I'd like to have that, because they get a value for it, even if it doesn't mean that they're going to buy from us. Okay, so the wellness evaluation, here's the concept behind it, okay, and we've started this in France. It's been launched about 3 weeks ago. And we've been working with this for a few months, and there's people here that are working with it, and we'll give them a chance to kind of share what's going on. But it's really an amazing concept, and it's aligned with everything that's happening. Because if I go to DJ and I say, DJ, what is that, a personal wellness coach? And you say, well, I'm with Herbalife International, and we are committed to bringing health and wellness around the world one person at a time. And who I am is a personal wellness coach. And what I do is I do personal wellness evaluations for people. And what that is we actually will go through and do a body composition analysis, where we're going to look at, you know, your fat percentage, we're going to look at your BMI, we're going to look at your metabolic rate. That's one of the things that we do in that wellness evaluation. The other thing that we do is we do a nutritional wellness evaluation, where we actually look at, from a nutritional and wellness standpoint, where you're at. And then what we do is we give you the information necessary to make decisions for yourself that can impact your wellness. That's what we do. Do you think that if you told that to people, they would be interested in saying, yeah, well, I'm interested in doing that? Do you think that's something that people would be attracted to? Yeah. There's nothing sales about it. There's nothing, it's just all aligned with everything that we're talking about here. Now, the personal wellness evaluation, it is something distinct of, it's not an Herbalife specific branded. It's coming from an Herbalife independent distributor who is working with Herbalife, who's committed to bringing health and wellness around the world one person at a time, and we are a personal wellness coach. That's where this evaluation is coming from. But there's nothing in there about selling products to anybody. It is literally a booklet of information and a questionnaire and an evaluation. And it brings them to a point where they see for themselves that they need to take some action. And here's what it does even more importantly than that. Okay? It creates a relationship with the person. Why do people listen to their doctor? Because they see the doctor as someone that they can confide in, that what the doctor says goes. Because they see them as in someone that knows what they're talking about. Right? Yeah. The chiropractor. Someone goes to the chiropractor, they do with him, and the chiropractor says this. Or personal trainer. If I go to the gym and I'm working with a personal trainer, and the personal trainer says, hey, you need to get on this and this supplement, this is going to be amazing for you, this is what I tell all my people to do, I have confidence in them because of who they are. Just that literal, that relationship with who they are, with what I want, that's where the confidence comes from. If we are wellness coaches, working with a company committed to bringing health and wellness around the world one person at a time, and we do wellness evaluations for people where the information, okay, that we're giving them is not about us selling products to them, but about their health and their wellness. Do you think that it creates a relationship with those people that those people can say, you know what, this is someone that knows what they're talking about and someone that I can trust? Yeah. It opens up something absolutely amazing, okay? And without showing you the booklet, you know, and everything right now, which I wish I could, and I'd love to show you what we're doing in other countries, I will tell you something. I don't think there's ever been anything as powerful as that, because it just is all aligned with really what we want to do and how we want to be represented and the image we want to create. The amazing thing that it does also is it has, by the way that it's designed, it has a way for us, okay, and I'm going to tell you just a couple of things then. Okay, I didn't want to do this, but, you know, for example, there's a questionnaire. And in the questionnaire, it says, are you eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day? Now, what do you think most people say? Like, no, right? So you do this, and it says, are you eating 2 to 3 times fish a day? Okay? No. So or not a day, sorry, a week. So here's the thing. When you do the wellness evaluation and you've finished it and you've given them kind of the outcome of the evaluation, it's just a huge opportunity because you didn't go in to sell to them, but to say, look, we've completed your evaluation now. Here are the points in your evaluation where you need to take some action on. One of them is that you need to, since you're not getting the 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, you need to find a way to get the nutrients that you need that you're not getting there. Would you be interested in hearing about something that we have that could help you to do that? Don't you think that just that whole context of that relationship is going to be something that's going to happen? Now, what if it was a woman? How many women do you think are taking an extra calcium supplement? That minimum, they heard it from their doctor, maybe they didn't do it. They heard it from that they should do it. And you just happen to be their wellness coach doing their evaluation. You've served them, you've given them information, and now you're a person they can confide in, and you say, you know what, Mary, one of the things that you need to do that's really the most important for you, given your age and where you're at in your life right now, is you need to be on an extra calcium supplement. Would you be interested in me showing you what we have? Can you see that? Okay. So here's the thing. Now, can you see that we would get customers through that? Okay, and you don't have it in front of you, but you're going to have a chance, and you're going to hear in a couple of minutes about that. The last part to this, which we're not going to talk about tonight, the last part is how are we going to retain? Now, we already know that Mary, the fact that she gets on an extra calcium supplement and she is aware of the importance for her, that there's a good chance that she'll just buy it ongoingly because she knows that it's important. And we're there to serve, and we've got great relationship, and we do all of that. But you need to know to fulfill on this plan, to fulfill on maintaining 2,500 or more, okay, in retail volume and having customers month in, month out use our products, that there's a plan, a customer initiative from the side of the company, okay, to take a group of customers as we work and develop that, okay, that will be for the reasons that you're talking about, from whether they're recognized, whether they have a benefit in using over time our products, whether they find that it's resourceful because they're also in a community where they can get information and ongoing awareness about their health and their well-being, for all of the different reasons that they would want to stay our customers forever, new products marketed to them on a regular basis, all of those types of things. That is really a great part of fulfilling on the 2,500 every single month minimum, okay? So that is also in play. There's a lot of things that are in play. Tonight was really about us as an organization being honest about the reality of our business. And how many of you it's the first time that you actually had, outside of maybe your sponsor, the chance to be in a conversation like this? How many of you, yeah. What did you feel about that? How many of you feel a little bit more at peace right now? Yeah, like things are going to be okay? Like maybe it's not a struggle forever? Like that's kind of a nice situation, all right? So all of these things that we've talked about tonight, the great news is that there's a lot of things that are in play already, okay? And you're going to have a chance, I'm going to bring up 2 people here in a second, to really take part in something that I believe is going to really shift things for us, okay? And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that this and bringing this is going to just up our rates of retention a little bit. I think that it can totally change the way our company is looked at, the way our business is. And the one message I want to make sure you're loud and clear on is I've talked a lot about the 2,500. You have to understand something. I'm not just interested in you and your organizations building a customer base of 2,500 volume points a month. That's not the final goal. But you know what? It is something that has to happen, because not that it has to happen, but if that happens, what does it do for the rest of our business? If every supervisor you have comes in and they have the tools, training necessary that over 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, that they can have their personal volume every month pre-sold, financially, what would that mean to those people? Every month to have $1,200, $1,500 in their pocket? Would that change? Would that make Herbalife truly the best opportunity in the world? And if they could do it, do you think that they would attract people that would want to do it too? And if those people could do it too, what would that mean for building an organization? Yeah, huge. Wouldn't life get just so much more simple? Yeah. This is the only thing that we really have to resolve. We are already the best recruiters in the world. We are already the most serious, great attitude, dynamic, unbelievable distributors that any company could ever want. We are already all of that. The only thing that we don't have today is we don't have a business plan that fulfills on this happening. This is what you're going to have a chance to partake in, okay? And someone's going to explain that to you in a while. But first, before we do that, I just want to hear from some of the people in the room here, because the people that were in Boca, that all got together and you know, that group, it was really just a group of people that were friends, knew each other from the business, and just said, you know what if we got together and we really looked at our business, the reality of it, and creating something possible that we don't maybe see today? Is it worth getting together for a weekend or 3 days and doing that? And you know what? With all the meetings that are going on, with all of the family stuff that's going on, it's not easy sometimes to take 3 days, okay? But what's really amazing is that they did, okay? We did. And we got together and we had an awesome time, and all of this that you guys got tonight and much, much more that you didn't get was really something that came out of that meeting. So I just wanted to give a chance to some of the people here in the room to kind of share a little bit about for themselves what that opened up for them, the impacts it's had on their business maybe, and maybe we'll take 1 or 2 people tonight also, and then what we'll do is we're going to go on and kind of give you what's the next step and kind of get everybody clear on what's going on this weekend too. So, thank you. Okay. Would anybody like to share about what an impact it's made on getting in touch with this mission and being a wellness coach and just the impact it's had on your business or for yourself? Yeah, Debbie. Why did I know you would share something?
You were staring at me, that's why. So for me, since we came back from Boca, here's the thing. I got restored to why I signed the application years ago. I was in a meeting with Mark Hughes. I was fortunate enough to see him. It was right after Hurricane Andrew, and I didn't think the business was for me because I didn't have weight to lose. You know, I didn't understand the marketing plan. No, you know, I had lots of little napkins drawn out for me, but you know. And when in this particular meeting, you know, I had there was a lady that had MS for 2 years. She called Mark that morning, and she had watched for the first time. She was walking and actually doing her dishes, and he stood, and it was in New York, and he stood up and he said, and he kind of had a tear to his eye, and he said, you know, he says, I don't need to make any more money. He says, I made the money. He says, that's not about the money. He says, I will take these products person to person, country to country, around the world with or without you. And in that moment, I thought, God, you know, like my life, I wanted to be part of that, you know? When I die on my tombstone, I didn't want it to be all about, oh, Debbie Katz, the bulimic, eating disorder, whatever, you know? I even looked at Meg and said to her that day, I said, I just want to save one person to not struggle and suffer like I did. And that's where my mission started. And so this restored me back to that. Now, not that that was ever gone. It's been there, you know, because I'm a like sometimes I cannot wear my button just because I can't take the load of customers, okay? That I just am walking retail outlet store. Not an issue.
You're one of those people.
One of those.
Don't you hate those people that it's so easy for them?
Yeah, but here's the thing. For me, since the wellness part, because I look at the weight loss part, and I think we exclude such a huge population. I think that's why we don't, people say, well, how come I don't get button hits like you? Because I don't normally turn a weight loss button hit into a weight loss conversation, but I didn't know that. But being a wellness coach, I stood about 10 feet taller than I've stood in a long time. When I talk to people on the phone, it's like I put the coach hat on. When somebody calls me and tells me they got diarrhea, the coach hat goes on. And I don't say, no problem. I say, I understand. and let's talk about that. And now I educate the person on why they've got diarrhea. And so for me, it has given me honor. Honor and proud, like I'm really proud. And I actually have this sense of, like I feel whole and complete inside, that I know that I can now teach. I don't fear bringing somebody into the business now. I can teach them to be a personal wellness coach and to be that kind of a person, rather than just go get customers and just like, hurry up and replace them the next month, That's how it's been for me.
Great. Thank you very much, Sadie.
Well, before the Boca conversation, I had a very special person in my family join my business, and it was my son. And I had the conversation going, well, this is really great, but then, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with him? And, and when we were in Boca, I had these conversations as to, there was something deep down inside of me that just didn't feel right. And I didn't want to build my business the way that I did it to Prez Team, but I didn't figure out, and I wasn't putting all the pieces together as to why I didn't want to put it together, beyond the fact that I didn't want the results that I got. I want to do it differently, because I want to be authentic in who I'm being and what I'm doing. And I didn't want to go through the statistics as to, throwing so many people against the wall and saying, oh, you died? Too bad. Next. And, that really takes a toll on a person's energy. And I didn't want to get up in the morning, and I really had the conversation, do I really want to continue to do this? Even though I had a level of success, I really said, do I have enough energy to keep on going? And I didn't know if I did. And especially with my son going, Mom, this is the greatest opportunity. And I'm like, yes, it is, but you really don't know how difficult it is. And when we were in Boca, and the whole personal wellness coach, it was like, yeah, that's who I'm being. Because a lot of us did come into Herbalife for weight loss, but we stuck in it for the nutrition and for the whole wellness approach of it. And, when I'm out in the marketplace, that's who I am being, as to, I want to help a person wake up in the morning and have no restrictions, whether that is weight loss or decreasing their joint pain or, eliminating migraine headaches. That's what I want to do, and that's who I want to be, and that's what I want to put out into the, the marketplace. So having this whole conversation, I got out of that conversation totally energized, you guys. Because when you know who you're being and it's authentic of who you're being, that's where you draw your energy source. And it was waking up again at 5 o'clock in the morning going, oh my gosh, And it wasn't about let's get all the royalties. It was, who is my customer, that one person that I'm going to start coaching today. And, from just the time that we've had in Boca, I know I've had distributors come back to me just because of the conversations that I've had, and just being authentic with them, going, you guys, we're going to be personal wellness coaches. And they felt the commitment that I had to that, and they were like, I got that. I want to be a part of that. And then, new distributors who were saying, I'm talking among people, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's what we want to be. We want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of that, bringing health and wellness around the world, one person at a time. So I have attracted distributors now that I never even thought that I would attract, just because of the conversation. And consumers that are buying Nightworks and Garden 7 because it's a wellness, evaluation. It's not a weight loss evaluation. And we're coming from the point that they want to sign up to be, HAP customers, because they want to make sure that their products are there every single month. And that's never happened. So, there has been results tremendously just from that. And my son, I'm totally, hey, you're going to have the most explosive business, and you're going to be a personal wellness coach. And he already says, you ask a 14-year-old boy, And he says, I'm a personal wellness coach with a company who is bringing health and wellness around the world, one person at a time.
Oh, very great. Angela, just really quick, how many evaluations have you done, and then how many customers has that become? Just in general, without going through the whole thing, or a statistic.
Well, that night or that day was 13 presentations, and there was 10 customers that were generated, and those were new. But then existing customers, we just did like a postcard for, and there was 20% out of that reordered. And then out of that, 20% more was like upgrade customers to like more wellness products. So it's been huge for me.
Very good, thank you. So the one thing I didn't mention about the wellness evaluations, we've been doing this for a few months, and now we have like the official wellness evaluation booklet. But the statistic is more or less 80% of the people that you actually sit down and have an evaluation with, they will buy products from you. And you know, there's so many reasons why it happens, but you know, it is something that's just truly amazing. So very exciting. Thank you, Angela. Anybody else? One more person, and then what we're going to do. David, you want to? One more person, and then we're gonna go to the next part.
Alan and I have been in Herbalife for over 21 years, and when we got started, we realized right away that Mark's dream was really to have a nutrition company. But he had to disguise it as a weight loss company, because at that point, very few people were even talking about nutrition. If you were interested in herbs, you were a witch. I mean, it just wasn't something that was accepted 25 years ago to be interested in health and nutrition. Things have changed, but over the years in Herbalife, somewhere that got lost, and everyone was becoming almost like a robot. Read this script, sell this product, do this, answer this, and somewhere it got lost. I was never one of those great retail customers, but I always was able to have a rapport with people, and to this day, I still have 2 people that every month are buying products that came in at least like 15, 16 years ago as retail customers, or got started as distributors. The business wasn't for them, but they're still using the product. And when I heard this, there was such a tremendous feeling of relief. It is not my fault. It is not my fault. And I was able to go back and talk to some of the people that I have, and with a whole different attitude, with a whole different ability to reach them, to teach them about some more of our products. They added a couple of this and trying one of the other things. But also I know now that there is something real that I can show a new person who only has that few hours a week, that can get started, that can make their $500, $1,000 a month, and if that's all they do, that's great. But it's going to be so simple that they can teach that to other people, just the way Mark always wanted it to be. Just, use the products. Let people know what you are. All the products, not just the weight loss, all the products. Let people know that you have those products and what they can do and how you're going to help them. And the talking just sort of happens because people start talking about the results, and it's easy for you now to say what can happen for someone, whether it's with the products or the business opportunity, and it's coming from the heart for the first time in a long time, and people hear that. So I'm very excited about it, and I think that people have been around for a while who have been frustrated and hear this, definitely going to embrace this.
Great.
So great.
Thank you very much. Okay, so how many of you think that you would be interested in having this happen for you in your business? Yes? Okay, very good. So I'm going to introduce 2 people that are going to tell you about what's coming up next. How can you be a part of this? What's going to be happening here in the near future? And specifically important, what's going, this weekend, all these things that are happening. So please help me to welcome up International President Team members, Michael Katz and Jody Smoleski.
All right. Let's give it up for Stefan. Stefan, the odds were 700 to 1 on time, so we didn't have to pay. Yeah, I just thought, In any event, okay, how's everybody doing? Good. And Jody, how you doing getting yourself all hooked up? All right, great. So I'm going to actually, let Jody start from the standpoint, given Stefan just talking about the evaluation, what's available. I do want to say one thing before Jody gets into the details is there are people in the room that there's, your business is rocking. And your business is moving. And so Mark always schooled us, and I just saw Leslie's face. Leslie's been schooling me on this for as long as I've been on Herbalife is, you don't need to change anything. So this meeting is not about, and this conversation is not about going out here and all of a sudden just throwing 2 sheets to the wind and, changing everything you're doing if things are working, right? That's been an age-old conversation in Herbalife. So we've got to be responsible for that. Okay, we are in a conversation together about a project that's, unfolding and, can make a profound impact in a lot of people's businesses and retention and long-term customer and all of that. But at the same time, it's October 2005. The January trainings are coming. We've got promotions on the table. We've got, and there's activity and action, and you've got people here this weekend. So we're counting on, and I'm asking you to manage that you're responsible for your business in October, and you don't get to go out of here and go, oh, well, I thought they said. Okay? So because, for instance, I've got the Lose Weight Now, Ask Me How button on, and out of Boca being a personal wellness coach as a way of being without a specific badge that says that. I get hit on my button, and what's coming out of my mouth is still the button response off of this button, but just like my energy and who I'm being and where the conversation goes. So I've expanded just out of the conversation like this. Ours is a little bit longer, but there wasn't, in a sense, anything for me to do. It was really in that context. So if you find yourself there, great. Okay, Jody's going to introduce the project, if you would, right, and the whole piloting of the wellness evaluation on behalf of all of Herbalife, not just this crew and not this, the company has since gone over to the president's team reception, but, there was 8 or 10 company people here at the request. The company's taping this for the company to be able to look internally. A lot of people are interested in this conversation, the context behind it. So I just wanted to say that from the standpoint of if you were like, uh-oh, this or that. No, this is all Herbalife. 100% Herbalife. This weekend's Herbalife, right? So, Jode, why don't you take it from there?
Okay. Can you hear me okay? I just want to start and just give you a little bit about what happened to me with Boca, and it's a lot of what you heard here, but for me it was just, it re-energized me. I felt like now I can go out in the marketplace and I can tell people who I am, and that was really exciting. When I thought about the circle of influence things that Stefan was saying, when I started, I was pounding signs, doing flyers, so I'm going to go to my family and say, okay, yeah, sign up for Herbalife, and we're going to go out and do 50 signs now. You feel really good when you do them. You got to kind of sneak, and you got to kind of go when it's dusk, So it wasn't a really good place for me to be from, because I was a professional business person, and I came into this business and I was excited about it, and yet who I was and what I did, I wasn't necessarily excited about. I loved the products. The opportunity was incredible. I believed in it all. But when I heard, personal wellness coach, like Debbie said, I just stood taller. Now, when people say, what do you do? I'm an Herbalife distributor. I'm a personal wellness coach with Herbalife International. And I'm so excited about it. And I'm drawing people to me because of that. And it's an exciting conversation. And it's also, for me, I feel confident in bringing new distributors into this business, because now I know what to do with them, no matter what their pocketbook looks like, no matter what their credit card status is. I feel like I can take anybody and show them how to do a personal wellness evaluation. And that's exciting to me. I'm just so recommitted to going to Chairman's Club and teaching other people how to do the same thing. So what we're talking about here with the Boca Group, and we're working with corporate to put together some tools that we can use to make this easier for us. And I just want to let you guys know, the tools is not the answer. Okay, we're all looking for like the next flyer, the next, whatever. The tools are not the answer, but the tools are just a framework that we can use to then use our personalities and take this personal wellness coach, who we are, the products to the marketplace. Okay? So it's going to be pretty exciting to have tools. I think one of the other reasons I'm really excited about tools is it helps me duplicate myself. So I might have certain skills in the marketplace. I might be able to have this conversation because I've been in business for 6 years and I feel confident in my conversations. But if I have tools that I can bring a new distributor along with me and say, look what I do, this is what I follow, and now I can show them what to do and they can repeat that and they can duplicate success and I can be confident about their success. I can say, if you do A, B, and C, you're going to get these results. And to me, when I have that certainty, then the distributor has that certainty, and they're going to go do more because when they do A, they get B. Okay? So we're really excited about the tools that we're working on. And you guys are in a really special place here, as a part of being invited to this meeting, because you're going to have the chance to participate in a pilot group where we're going to take some of the tools that we're working on, and we're going to be testing them. Okay? So now this is kind of this is an important thing, so I want you guys to listen carefully. Some of you may choose that you don't want to be a part of the pilot. I think most of you will want to be because there's a lot of benefits to it. So I'm losing my voice, so bear with me here. Would you like some water? That's okay. I'm okay. Thanks. Okay. So one of the benefits of being in this pilot group for the tools is that you're going to have input into the development of the tools. Okay, so you're going to be out there in the marketplace, you're going to be actually using them, having a conversation. So we're going to be hearing your voice on what's working best. Okay, so that's a nice place to be. You're also going to be able to be a part of special trainings and conference calls, touch phone trainings, so that we can educate you on doing the wellness evaluations and how we can get better at our skills, sharing information that way. And you know, I think that being a part of this pilot group is also going to give us the opportunity to develop our skills faster. And when we can develop our skills out there in the marketplace, we're going to be able to be that much more confident in teaching other distributors how to do the same thing. If we're out there doing this day after day, we get a new distributor coming in, we're going to feel confident about our skill level. So I highly encourage you guys to be a part of this pilot group. We're going to ask for some commitments from you, though. Thank you. Thank you, dear.
But I say yes.
Okay. Will you be?
What I do is I bring water from the back of the room.
Okay, this pilot group is going to be really important because, you know, we're just not developing tools for you guys to use, but these tools are going to be for your downline to use. These tools are going to be for America to use. So this is really, you're part of something bigger than yourselves here, okay? And you're really a part of history in Herbalife by being a part of this pilot group. So you have to take this seriously and be willing to make some commitments. And we'll get those like more refined for you, but some of it's going to be, you know, we need some consistent activity, okay? You know, 5 presentations a month isn't going to do it, okay? So we'll get you the exact parameters, but we want some consistency. The key is presentations, you know, how many presentations that you're doing. We're going to need your stats. Now, I know Stefan said he's a stats junkie. I'm so bad at numbers. It's really pathetic, and people that know me well will attest to that. But I would not have been able to build my business without stats. You have to have them. And if that scares you, if that word statistics or numbers scare you, don't worry. We're going to make it really easy. We're going to train you on it. We're going to have the tools that you can use to keep track. But, you know, when you don't feel like filling out that gauge or that piece of paper, remember that this isn't just about you. Okay, this is about Herbalife in America and developing the tools. And if we don't have the stats, if we don't know how these tools are performing in the marketplace based on what you're doing, we can't get the best tools out there. We can't train based on those tools, okay? So your stats are going to be really important. We're going to ask you from time to time to fax in gauges, to fax in stats so we can keep track. It's not meant to say, okay, you said you were going to do this many presentations and you only did this many. You know, it's about looking at the tools and seeing what's working out there the best. And we really need you to communicate with your upline. If we have some touch phone trainings going out, we need that communication on what you're doing, what's working out there, because this is going to be a learning curve for all of us. Okay, these are going to be new tools for all of us, and everybody has to pitch in together and train each other on this. So the tools are going to start coming out over the next few months, okay? And Mark's smiling in the back of the room that I didn't say next week or something like that.
Oh, remember the culture? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. But there's some really important things that you guys can do right now while we're getting the tools ready, while we're working on these tools. And the most important thing you guys can do right now is get out there and do as many presentations as you possibly can. Get face-to-face with as many people as you possibly can for a few reasons. To develop your skills, again, in presentations, so that when you get these new tools, you can take them off and running, okay? Also, you're going to have that momentum going, so you're going to have new customers. More customers means more referrals to use the tools on. More referrals to me means more distributors, because when I have more referrals than I can handle, what do I need? I need distributors to help me get to the rest of these people. So when these tools come out then for everybody in America, I want a big new base of distributors that I'm going to be able to give these tools to use as well. Okay, so sitting around waiting for the tools to come, not a good idea. You're going to be behind the game, okay? So this is the last quarter of the year. You need to make sure that you're clear with your upline what tools that they're using right now to do wellness evaluations, how they're training you, and make a commitment that you're going to make this last quarter of the year one that you're doing the most presentations that you have done, per month than you have done the rest of the year, because we all know the last quarter of the year is the most important quarter of the year. I mean, I can attest to that. I mean, Michael, you can attest to that. It's done incredible things for our businesses by doing that. So please, please don't say something different is coming, something new is coming. I'm just going to wait until that comes before I get serious about this. We need you guys to get serious now. We're going to ask for, if you think this pilot group might be for you, you don't have to have 100% commitment right now, but we'll have a sign-up sheet in the back of the room. They'd like you to put your name and your upline president's team, your email and your touch phone number, and we'll get in touch with you. We may be having some trainings even before the tools come out, maybe some conference calls to get everybody clear on what we're doing and the direction we're going and things like that. So I highly encourage you to be a part of this group, because I think we're going to make some history here in Herbalife.
No, great. Awesome. Okay, great. So it's already been 3 hours we've been together, right? For how many of you it feels like 5 minutes? Okay. How about it? How many of you it feels like 2 days? Who's lying? No. So just a couple things. We are, there's a balance here, because we're going into one of the biggest events of our year, right? Okay, we're going to start tomorrow morning with the Pres team meeting, the TAB team meetings in the afternoon. We're going to go into, then what's happening tomorrow night? The Herbalife Opportunity Meeting, then the liftoff party, then we go into the training, then we go into the masquerade party. We got the Gen H party tonight. I mean, it is just rocking, right? So I need another round of tabs. That's what I'm clear about, right? I just got like, wow. But here's the thing, that there could be a pitfall. There could be a pitfall that this isn't the weekend, or this isn't Herbalife, or like, what's the weekend versus this? There is none of that. Guess where we are? Herbalife, right? So there's nothing, I already had someone come up to me and go, yeah, but, this versus what are we going to hear the weekend? It's all Herbalife. There's nothing other than Herbalife happening, okay? So wherever you're at the end of this conversation, as far as your own, in a sense, who you're being, or your identity, or being a personal wellness coach, some people may be liberated, some people might be like, left or right. Here's the thing. If your business is working, like I said, it's working. You want to expand yourself. My business was working, okay? At the same time, there was a whole shift from the standpoint of building a customer base that's built to last. Now, I've always been in the interest and the mindset of a customer base and a distributor base built to last. But my percentages, although our organization is not as large as Stefan's, the percentages are relative to Stefan's, which are relative to the company. So I'm in this conversation from the standpoint of longevity. I'm in this conversation for the possibility of increasing. If our retention goes from 5 to 10%, it knocks the socks off of everything, okay? I mean, just serious big time. And so I'm using this conversation, again, to further develop and have the best Herbalife University that I've ever had, okay? There's no question about it. And someone came to me once and said, okay, well, like 2,500, and they're a person who does, between 5 and 7,000 a month, and they go, okay, now this thing with 2,500. I said, who said 2,500? Right? Now, 7,000 points that are just thrown out there, or a qualifying supervisor that you're going to leave in the lurch, that's one conversation. But how about built to last, and, the whole flavor of people getting what they want, sticking around, developing that business. How many people, when you sign the application, although you might not have known, that's all you ever wanted anyways, in one sense? How many people would say that? You'd want people around you, people sticking around, people using the products, building a business, stability, growth, royalties forever. I mean, how many people, like, that's, even if you didn't know it when you signed, that's kind of the deal you signed into, right? Well, for some people, it might be a restoration of that. For some people, you never lost that. Thumbs up. This conversation might parallel already where you're going. Thumbs up. Great job. So, Stefan opened it up with, at one level, there's nothing wrong. And I want to emphasize that, because if you take on that posture, that may even be more of the same of a conversation from the past. This is a conversation totally with the opportunity and the possibility of aliveness, vitality, expansion, fulfillment, all those delicious words that you and I want. And at the same time, fulfilling on Mark's dream, which now really in his own expression has become Michael's dream. That blend, our heritage and Michael's vision is just exquisite. How many people will go, absolutely. Well, so the mission continues. And maybe it's had some iterations along the way, but, bringing health and wellness around the world, one person at a time, it's hard not to say, hey, I want a piece of the action. I want to be a part of that. So please, be responsible, do your tabs, eat your food, get your sleep. Who's going to the Gen H party? Okay, great, super. A couple Prez teams will probably crash it later. But in any event, from all of us, there are people invited from different, I see. Is that Hakeem? So we have Canadians in the room. Leslie asked for an exception, and she got it, But we have people from far away, and a lot of you did come in early. A lot of people don't need to be here until tomorrow evening. Maybe you're not in the TAB team meeting. So we want to appreciate your commitment and your desire, and maybe it was just out of an invitation of Jody or an invitation of your upline, and and that relationship is there that you did that. But each of us want to honor your commitment and to your future, because it really that's what we're here for, right? Your future, the future of the planet, future of the company, and the expansion. So with that, unless there's something that anybody has to say, we're going to call it a night. And you can sign up. Angela's got the pilot sheet, and rock on, and let's have the best university ever.
All right.